Preview time, Footy and Frothies, Dana and Daggy with you. We're going to get through this nice and quick because we need to get up before the Tigers kick off on Thursday night, which by the time most people see this has probably already happened. But we're going to whip through this. Danan's back with us and live. We've talked about all the fallout from round 24. We're going to look at round 25 now. Anything caught your eye before I start, or do we just plough into this?
I got a feeling it's going to be a boring week.
It looks very much ABC, doesn't it?
Yeah, the only two flip of a coin games you'd argue would be South against Newcastle and St George against Cronulla.
It's a very good round if you've been patient enough to save your Joker all year. This is a Joker round written all over it.
Yeah, I think so. It makes for a pretty boring preview, but yeah, can only play the cards in front of you.
Correct. Let's put the ABC in order and let's look at the Tigers and the Seagulls kicking off from Leichhardt Oval on their quest to avoid a spoon now. Tigers have won their past 4 games against Manly at Leichhardt, and the Seagulls have won their last 6 games against the Tigers, so go figure. We've got, for the Tigers, Junior Tupou back from his injury, extended injury, to play centres because Adam Dewey's now being rested for the rest of the year after his brief cameo for a few weeks. Solomon Alomalo comes in the back line for Luke Lua-Ely, who will be rested after he copped the head knock last week, which he came back from, but I assume doing the best by an 18-year-old, and I'm all for that. Latu Fainu back from injury onto the bench. And for the Seagulls, no Tommy Talau. Pec injury, apparently it's not going to be too serious. Cooler comes into the centres. And Jordan Chan Kum Tong has been named despite his injury last week. Ben Turbo Burbo moves into the back line, the back row, I should say, playing back row next to Halomi. The rest is what you'd expect from a Manly side. Is there any hope here for this home side?
No.
Cool.
I was just looking. Ben Trbojevic is actually playing in the 15 jersey, and I'm just trying to see if I can find out why they've got
Carl
no one in
Lawton
the
dropped out.
Oh, it's already updated, has it?
Yeah, Carl Lawton was the one that is missing. Yeah, NRL.com for once. Generally they don't, but for once they've updated.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, Manly, and as good as their win was last week, I'm gonna have to say, 13 plus with probably Lehigh scoring the first try. Take your pick of the spine to get man of the match. We'll say Tommy. He'll probably end up over 200 run meters. Yeah, it's like we were just saying. Most of these games that we're going to tip, they're probably going to be 13 plus. It's not just tipping them; it's how much are they going to win by.
I have grave fears for these outside backs. Alomalo for Tarpe. One's big, one's small. Junior Tupou, who can't catch on his day, and poor old Charlie Staines, not to mention Heath Mason. This is ripe for the picking against a team that, we've suggested can give some of these top 4 a real run for their money. Outside backs all over this. Have your multi on. Go all the back 6 if you really want to. This will be 50.
Yeah, I can see this one. I can see a couple of them being messy this week, but this is definitely one of them.
Anything
that could really blow out.
If Tigers get done by 12, I would almost be stoked because it means they've done a real good job to stay in this game.
Yeah.
The halves will take the piss. At Leichhardt, why not give Luke Brooks the man of the match and first try scorer, Garrick, just barging over there, taking Fatapi with him. Anything else? No?
Sounds good. Nah, that's short and sweet.
Okay, Friday night kicks off with the Wars hosting the Bulldogs, who feel like didn't they only play like 2 weeks ago? But anyway, the Wade Egan is back. Harris DeVita jumps out of the team, and it's Sean Johnson's final home game, which might be the one little thread of hope you could find as I watch another Melbourne Storm player be inducted into the Hall of Fame. The entire team got in today. Good on them. Ciraldo has named an unchanged team, with Curran still being named. Just reading through here. Everything else looks what you'd expect, essentially, from both sides here. Again, we're now peaking, and as much as I hope I hope they get up for it in front of their last home game, which kudos to them, has been sold out all year. Dogs might do a job here as well. I think this could be, I reckon this will be 16-12 half time and something like 38-16 at full time to the Dogs.
Yeah, it's again, it'd be one of those, Dogs to win, but unders total type thing. Warriors,
You're saying they hold on
I
the whole
just
way?
don't see their attack.
Yeah.
Pardon?
As in they hold on the whole way.
Ye-
Like, how are the Warriors going to score more than 12 against this team?
Yeah, exactly. And the Dogs will just do as they've been doing. They'll score, anywhere from 4 to 6 tries. There might be a point in the game where it looked like the Warriors could mount a comeback, but the Dogs just won't let it happen.
Exactly. Who's going to do the damage?
I'm gonna go Josh Curran first try scorer actually.
Grubber threw off Sexton?
Yeah, something either that or just a short ball off Reed. Short ball off Reed near the posts. Gonna go Connor Tracy man of the match, and yeah, Dogs to win 13 plus, but in a low scoring game.
Song on my thunder there. I'm going to go with Toby Sexton man of the match, getting him around the park and opening up some late in this game tied forwards, turning him around, Grubbers in behind, and you're finding a couple of those Prestons and Currans and kick-outs of the world for a try, assist or 3. But I think Warriors will start hot, and I'm going to go with them first try. I'm going to say that a crash play on the other side is what works, and Fanua Blake first try. I almost want to go 13 plus. So I will. 13 plus to the Bulldogs as they really stamp themselves as a top 4 prospect. Bulldogs just played. The Broncos host the Eels up at Suncorp, where Selwyn Cobbo's back. Hey, okay, no worries. He's back on the wing. Karapani drops out. Staggs and Mariner remain as centres. Josh Rogers at 6. Makasivo starts this week, as does Kelma Tuolungi. The bench for Para is Lussick, Makatoa, Moretti, and Dane Keir, not to be confused with Dane and Kerr. Sean Lane starts at 10, as mentioned previously, with no Junior Borlo, and also no Wirimu Greg. Is there an upset brewing?
No, if Reece Walsh was playing, I'd say they'd score 50 on us. And the fact that it's Sailor at fullback, I'm thinking like a 40 to 20 scoreline. The fact that Gutherson can't kick, it'll probably be 4 tries, but only 1 conversion.
Is there another kicker in this? Doesn't someone else kick? Arcee or someone?
Apparently not.
Anyway, carry on.
Yeah, it's got, 2 sides that it can't defend. It's got 60 plus points in the match written all over it. It's just, what's the gap at the end going to be? The Broncos won't keep us tryless, famous last words. But, I've got the Broncos scoring at least 3 tries in each half, if not more.
Yeah, I don't have much more to add. They do miss a bit of strike without, obviously, no Mam, no Reece Walsh, but maybe opens the door for Sailor and Cobbo to run amok here. I think creativity, broken field, wingers running in. Cobbo first try, returning. Tristan Sailor man of the match. Let's go with that.
I got Wilson first try scorer. If he's lining up against Sean Lane in the middle there, it'll either be him or Billy Walters. It'd be crazy not to go at him. And
if you can get 40s, if you can get out there and exchange somewhere 40s for Billy Walters' first try, it's a good bet.
Yeah, I think so. Against, now that you've said that, they'll probably score an 80-metre runaway try to score the first one, and it'll be Cobbo or something. But
or it'll be just some lovely shape out the back and Tulungi scores. They seem to be very good at that early. It's just the next 70 minutes which is the issue.
Adam Reynolds man of the match. He'll just control it beautifully. But I do think Broncos 13 plus.
Yeah. Then we get to another 3 o'clock game for the Panthers as the Raiders host them down south-ish. South from where we're sitting. The Rapana's back, so he's back at fullback. Chris moves into the centres. Hopewade and Savage on the wings. KO Weeks, has gone back to 5'8", which pushes Cook out. That experiment lasted about 40 points last week. Ethan Strange succumbed to a calf injury, but might well just be given the rest of the year off just to get himself back together, given he's only a youngster as well. Obviously, Luai wears the 7 again. Schneider at 5'8". Luke Summerton, hooker, in Kenny's absence. And Liam Martin's back, who we didn't really talk about last week in the pre-review, but another big in. Paul Alamote named on an extended bench that could well come in to shore up the centres, given Dane Laurie's named on the wing at the moment. Luke Garner on also an extended bench there, but seems to be a bit on the outer at the moment. You can't possibly tip anyone but the Penrith in this game. I'm going to go 13+. I'm going to go Jerome Luai, man of the match. Hands all over it. Everything open up. You'll just have 3 try assists, get involved. If it's not him, Dylan Edwards will be a sound vice captain to that. First try scorer. Let's go with... I want to think Luai running across field, dipping, dancing, darting, throwing the ball out. Tatungo to score first. There it is.
Yeah, I think this game's just got Dylan Edwards written all over it. When Cleary hasn't played, he's been absolutely amazing. So I had him for the double, man of the match and first try. But yeah, after what the Raiders showed last week, even without Cleary, you could see this being a 20-point plus win. And again, close to 50 points plus in the match, with the Panthers scoring, if not all of them, the majority of them.
5:30 from Amy. As I die live on air. From Amy, Storm and Dolphins. Where Tyron Wishart is named on the wing, in fact, with Grant Anderson out. Where's Coates at? I thought he was on the extended bench the other week, but I must have dreamt that. Okay. Walsh is in an extended squad as well, so he may come back into this. The rest of it looks pretty much what you'd expect. Munster, Hughes, etc., etc., etc. For the Finns, Mark Nichols comes back. Lachlan Hubner makes way. Gun, what are you going to do?
Again, Melbourne 13+. Wouldn't surprise me if the Dolphins got a couple in that first half. They seem to be able to score points early, but they just can't finish out the match. The fact it's at Amy, just, they're just going to... You want them to compete, you want them to be a chance, but I just don't see it happening. I'm going to go Wishart for the first try scorer, Hughes man of the match. This probably will be the closest score line.
It doesn't feel 13+, does it?
I just don't think the Dolphins have that 80 minutes in them.
Yeah.
And
so
depending on how Melbourne are feeling, yeah. So like similar to what you said with the Bulldogs Warriors, this will be. I've got a feeling this could be close at halftime, and Melbourne just run away with it in the second half.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Maybe it does. 13+ Storm. Everything you've said. He's been playing really good footy. He's just not explosive footy. He's Ryan Pappenhausen, so, and not Supercoach explosive footy either, by the way. But anyway, this might be where Munster just puts his foot down and tears them apart. So go him out of the match. Pappy first try, supporting through, and them getting it right for the first play. I think Dolphins fight back, and I think they can score some points, but ultimately, yeah, that last 15 to 20 might really suck for them. That said, you line up that bench and tell me who's looking in front. I suppose Failonga, Kamika, and McDonald, yeah, just in front. But anyway, good team, the Storm. They're minor premiers. They'll win.
Yeah.
Bunnies and Knights are their 7:30 game. Not the most exciting Super Saturday we've had all year, to be honest. But Bunnies need to look to bounce back off what they did against the Tigers last week, and no Cody Walker. So Dean Hawkins is now the 7. Who else are they missing here? Cheekham and Tyrone Munro are on the extended bench, and Havili listed as 18th man, but no other changes to the starting 17 yet. Jack Cogger moves into 5'8" for Tyson Gamble, which probably suggests that Jackson Hastings won't be wearing a Newcastle jersey again. Will Price comes onto the bench. Dylan Lucas is back as well, which pushes Kyle McCarthy out of the side. Yeah, well, I guess the writing's on the wall for Jackson Hastings. I suppose he's going back to England. I can't possibly tip South. They were awful last week. With Cody Walker, they will be not much better here. Their only hopes are Koloamatangi, Murray, Duncan, and Cook. Knights will win this. Probably 13 plus. They'll get going here, and I think they'll leak some points late. Fletcher Sharp, what a gun. First try scorer. Will find some points for fun. Another one that's really worth getting some multis going into the terms of this backline, and I think throw in your Frizzell or your Kai Pierce-Paul for a try. You might get 20 to 1 and get something out of this game. Man of the match, Ponga. Why not?
Yeah, I want to do something different to the 13 plus, but the fact that Cody Walker's not there.
It's not even so much about. It's just the fact that Howard Bunny's going to score points.
Yeah, they just. Oh, it's going to be a painful game to watch, I think.
It's not even going to be car crash good. I think this is to be an ugly game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it will be the Knights 13 plus. Dan Gagai first try scorer, Ponga most likely man of the match, but that's the least confident I've been of the 13 pluses so far. Put it that way, because the Knights the Knights could absolutely shit the bed here.
They could.
And they've done it before this year. And as you said, Koloamatangi could come out firing. Him and Murray, Jack Whiten might be able to do a little bit. And next thing you know, they're 3 tries up, and Knights don't know what to do to catch up.
Sunday kicks off with the Titans hosting the Roosters, as I just watched Benji Marshall be inducted into the NRL Hall of Fame. What a guy. Would have named my son after him for my ex-missus, would have let me. But anyway. I didn't. So we've got Kieran Foran's 300th NRL game here. This is actually it for the Titans. Bo Fermor and Mo Fodawaker are back. Aaron Clark and Classy Pay Cleese Haas goes back to the bench. Jared's back from his suspension. Spencer Lanier goes to the bench. Nat Butcher comes in with Connor Watson being out with his HIA. Sandon Smith on standby. Mo and Fermo are fantastic ins, but how this isn't going to be 50. If this isn't 50, this will be another game that would shock me. Titans haven't defeated the Roosters since 2016. James Tedesco has 9 tries from his past 7 games against the Titans. That all seems like I'm going to go Teddy for the double, which doesn't happen too often. And I'll throw this to you, Daniel, just for something to talk about for 5 minutes, because I know you're over it. If James Tedesco wasn't James Tedesco, would we be talking about him as the form halfback of the whole competition? His form is
halfback.
What's he play? Number 1. He's
fullback.
He is the form fullback, and no one's mentioning him because I guess he's not the flavour of the month anymore. But mate, he's had a better season than Edwards. He's had better seasons than Walsh. He's had a better season than CNK. He's had a better season than Pappenhausen.
I'd argue the Edwards one, because Edwards did start on fire until that injury.
Can he win Dally M? Depends how they vote, I suppose.
Depends
He'll
on
be
how
in the
they
Quinella,
vote,
I reckon. The more I think of this, he'll be Dally M fullback of the year, and if it's not, it's a rort. Because who has played better over 27 rounds?
Well, Edwards was apparently had a good chunk when it went behind closed doors, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, but then
and that's the thing.
But then Luai had a period where he got 3s, and then Cleary had a period where he got 3s.
Edwards was injured, yeah. So you're probably right. I've still got Hughes a mile in front of everyone.
I'm not disputing that, but the more I think about this, Teddy, and you can't bet on it anymore.
He probably does get Dally M fullback of the year, considering how much time Edwards has missed.
Name me an alternative. I'm not trying to be smart. You agreed with me.
Yeah.
Sound like I was picking a fight then.
I was going to say Buller.
No, Buller's had a good month, but no.
No.
Not Sloan.
Connor Tracy wouldn't have got enough points. Tom
And didn't play.
Trbojevic hasn't played enough. CNK, no. Walsh, no. Gutho, no. The Raiders have had 3 fullbacks. Happy, no. The Hammer,
Injured and Origin.
yeah. Latrell Mitchell, definitely not. Kalen Ponga, injured. Steenie hasn't been there enough. Sloan, no. Scott Drinkwater would be the other.
Fair. And would get a lot of
That
threes.
would be it.
Would get a lot of threes.
Because Bubba Kennedy's not going to be it. So I'd say the 3 would be between
Good shout.
Teddy, Drinkwater,
And if Edwards just got
and Edwards,
eight threes and gets 27 points on him. Oh, how's my maths?
Yeah.
24.
So I'm going to say they're your top 3 in terms of points when that final tally occurs.
Yeah, that's fair commentary. Good stuff. That's why I keep you around. Who's going to win this game, though?
Roosters by a lot, and we have said that they could win the comp. I just going through that 17 they've got there, replacing Sandon Smith with Connor Watson when he's back. That's a 17 that can win the comp.
I would go as far to say it's the best 17 on paper in the comp. 1 to 17.
Yeah, arguably.
It would have been, 100% was at the start of the year. How you then line up your Jack Howells of the world now is a different story. Or your Canterbury of the world, actually.
The issue is obviously if they get, you look at their 18 to 22 and it is it drops off very quickly.
I'd almost go as far to say if Teddy does get injured, they might struggle. I know Marnie will go back there or whoever, but
yeah,
it then creates it does create
Marnie goes back there, but then they bring in a guy like Jennings who should be retired.
And Billy Smith, playing reserve grade this week, which is good for him.
Oh, that's good.
That is good news.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, this will be another one with more than 50 points in it, and the Roosters could do that by themselves. I'm going to go Tupou first try scorer though, but Teddy's probably going to be man of the match with 250 meters, 2 tries. They'll give him 3 try assists because he'll randomly pop up and give
touch
the last
a ball
pass
in between. Yeah,
when Walker's done all the work on the inside.
Bless him for it.
I love it.
Okay, and I'm going to wrap up with probably the game of the round, actually.
Well, it's got Klein as the ref, so that's who the NRL
must
can
be
get,
the game of the round. Dragons and Sharks from Win, I believe. News from Win,
geez.
to get yourself some chicos afterwards. Fatala Mariner comes back for Lycan King Tugia. Braden Trindle is, back at halfback. And Dan Atkinson at 6. What else has changed here? Which pushes McGuinness to lock, Brayley to hooker. No Teague Wilton. They do get Teague Wilton back. They do get Tom Hazelton back. No Sione Katoa. Stone Street comes back after his 5 tries in however many games. No Talakai. The bench includes Williams, Hunt, Hamlin-Ueli, and the aforementioned Tom Hazelton. I want to pump for an upset here, but I'll let you go first.
I've got to tip an upset. There's one every week. This is it. I'm going Dragons.
Doesn't it just reek of one?
I'm going Dragons 13 plus 2.
Good boy. Tell us why.
I looked at that back 5. I'd argue that the Dragons have a better back 5 at the moment due to the players that the Sharks are missing. Like Ronaldo's just come back from injury. Ero hasn't been. Well, Ero was dropped last week for Talakai.
True.
Who's now out. Katoa is out, who has been very good. Kennedy, I'd be taking Sloan over Kennedy over the last few weeks. The Feagai brothers, like we mentioned the Cowboy brothers, these Feagai brothers seem like they've got a bit of talent to them. And Tui Pilotu, we gave points to last week after a barnstorming, 250 plus meter game. Like we've said all year that this Sharks back 5 are part of the reason they've been so good. They're always getting big meters, doing the hard yards. I think they can be outdone by the Dragons back 5 this week. So if they're going to lose that battle, Hunt over Trindle, I think the Dragons are going to do them 13 plus.
I'm coming with you. I don't have 13 plus, but I know that the Sharks will concede 20 points here, at least. They just leak points every week. They'll start strong. They'll fall off. All of a sudden, it's where the Dragons have scored 2, 3, 4 tries. And I think that do I have the balls to go 13 plus? Maybe not. But
So every other game I went 13 plus, so I just had to keep up with it.
okay, yeah, you do you, boo. I'm going to go 1 to 12, but I'm going to go Dragons as well because for everything you've said, I think their forwards can more than match it as well. I think this is a cracking game, and what are the prices actually? Let me scroll up here. 227. You wouldn't say it's completely
Like,
ridiculous, but
you
no,
look at that.
it has
Sharks
upset.
bench is good.
And
That Sharks
add
bench
to this a
is
point to
very nice.
prove from old mate Flano against the Sharks. You reckon he wouldn't have them up for this?
Yeah, exactly.
So
Like, look, Williams, Hunt, Hamanuele, Hazleton. It is a solid bench.
yeah,
But
agree.
then you've got the Couchman brothers, Blake Lowry and Raymond Fatala-Mariner. Like, it's punch for punch there.
Absolutely.
So
Sloane's found
you know,
a streak of form. I think he comes
Yep.
up with a try here, and we go to and just breaking news: Ron Coote has been named the 14th immortal of the game. So
good work.
back on track with that.
I'm glad they got that right.
So yeah, just so you know, that's what's just happened. Albo's presented him, so kudos to him. Yeah, I agree. I think there's strike across the park, and I don't think there is strike across the park for Sharks. And Talakai's a big out. He's been very effective lately. They're not going to get bullied. They can almost bull the Sharks here, and I'm going to 1 to 12 1 to 12 Dragons. Lomax to score 2, Sloan to score a try, and man of the match Ben Hunt. Big game from.
I've got Ben Hunt for the first try scorer.
Yeah.
And Sloan man of the match. I think it'll be a Ben Hunt show and go to get
show
him
and go.
roll,
I was going to say is a show and go or a grubber or something. Show and go.
Yeah, it'll just be one of those little plays. There's an upset every week. Now that I've said that, it'll probably be the Tigers at Leichhardt keeping their undefeated streak against Manly going.
Oh, don't talk to it. I was just about to say something.
And the rest of my tips will just go the same way, and I'll end up what we thought was the perfect round to use a joker. We'll end up getting 2 or 3.
We can only pray because nothing I love more than rugby league chaos. But let's take this home. Now you've mentioned that. Now I'm 3/4 a bottle of American honey deep, and now I need to go and see the missus for a Ronnie Coote. We will take this home and speak to everyone next week. Where I suppose we'll be Zoom again, won't we? But apparently Barney might join us.
Yeah, hopefully the big man will be able to join. If it's Monday, might be able to, but if it's Tuesday, definitely will be Tuesday, Wednesday, it'll be a Zoom.
Probably do Monday. All right. Good job, mate. Thank you.
Too easy.
Thanks, everyone listening. Leave comments below. Thank you for all the support lately. And now we're into the spring on the horizon. I can now do the show properly and give some time and effort back to what we've been doing lately. So I thank Dana for carrying my ass of late, but we will keep going. And also check out Show Us Your Tips. Speaking of spring, Spring Carnival's heading up. If you like racing, check out the Show Us Your Tips YouTube channel. Hopefully we have a website up in the coming weeks to amalgamate all of this. Winx Stakes this weekend. I've done 0 form. I'm about to start on that. And obviously, as we head towards spring, there's some good racing ahead. Looking forward to that. Check out PCTC, where Dana did fuck all again in the racing. Well done, mate.
Well, I'm equal first to start the EPL off.
Good job.
Can only focus on one thing at a time.
Yeah, we'll stick to what you're good at. Yeah,
the
PCTC.
Not fucking one of them.
PC, well, fucking, it's been a hard slog. Anyway, thank you, everyone. I'm going home. See you guys.